but it's the act of measurement that brought that spin to a definite state. No one knew how to resolve the problem. The whole question came to be considered philosophy, not science. In 1955, Einstein died, still convinced that quantum mechanics offered, at best, an incomplete picture of reality. In 1967, at Columbia University, Einstein's mission to challenge quantum mechanics was taken up by an unlikely recruit. John Clauser was on the verge of earning a PhD in astrophysics. The only thing standing in his way was his grade in quantum mechanics.
When I was still a graduate student, try as I might, I could not understand quantum mechanics.
Clauser was wondering if Einstein might be right when he made a life-altering discovery. It was an obscure paper by a little-known Irish physicist named John Bell. Amazingly, Bell seemed to have found a way to break the deadlock between Einstein and Bohr and show once and for all who was right about the universe.
I was convinced that the quantum mechanical view was probably wrong.
Reading the paper, Clauser saw that Bell had discovered how to tell if entangled particles were really communicating through spooky action, like matching spinning wheels, or if there was nothing spooky at all, and the particles were already set in their ways, like a pair of gloves. What's more, with some clever mathematics, Bell showed that if spooky action were not at work, then quantum mechanics wasn't merely incomplete, as Einstein thought. It was wrong.
I came to the conclusion that, my God, this is one of the most profound results I've ever seen.
Bell was a theorist, but his paper showed that the question could be decided if you could build a machine that created and compared many pairs of entangled particles.
Bell turned the question into an experimental question.
It wasn't just going to be about philosophy or trading pieces of paper.
And the experiment that he envisioned could be done.
You could really set up an actual experiment to force the issue.
Clauser set about constructing a machine that would finally settle the debate.
Now, I was just this punk graduate student at the time. This really seemed like, wow. There's always the slim chance that you will find a result that will shake the world.
Clauser's machine could measure thousands of pairs of entangled particles and compare them in many different directions. As the results started coming in, Clauser was surprised and not happy.
I kept asking myself, what have I done wrong? What mistakes have I made in this?
Clauser repeated his experiments, and soon French physicist Alain Aspect developed some even more sophisticated tests, with one going to the heart of the Einstein-Bohr debate. In Aspect's test, the only way that measuring one of the particles could directly influence the other would be for a signal to travel between them faster than the speed of light, something Einstein himself had shown impossible. The only remaining explanation was spooky action, and so Aspect's experiment removed virtually all doubt. The results of these experiments are truly shocking. They prove that the math of quantum mechanics is right. Entanglement is real. Quantum particles can be linked across space. Measuring one thing can in fact instantly affect its distant partner, as if the space between them didn't even exist. The one thing that Einstein thought was impossible, spooky action at a distance, actually happens.
I was, again, very saddened that I had not overthrown quantum mechanics, because I still had and to this day still have great difficulty in understanding it.
That is the most bizarre thing of quantum mechanics. It is impossible to even comprehend. Don't even ask me why. Don't ask me which we're going to, how it works, because it's an illegal question. All we can say is that is apparently the way the world ticks.
So if we accept that the world really does tick in this bizarre way, could we ever harness the long-distance spooky action of entanglement to do something useful? Well, one dream has been to somehow transport people and things from one place to another without crossing the space in between. In other words, teleportation.
Get me aboard. Energize. Energize.
Star Trek has always made beaming or teleporting look pretty convenient. It seems like pure science fiction, but could entanglement make it possible?